basketball coverage here on CCX. And tonight we have a great game for you. Two undefeated teams as the home team, 5-0 Brooklyn Center Centaurs, host the 4-0 Totino Grace Eagles. Hi and welcome everybody, along with former Gopher great Ariel McDonald. I'm Joe Moline. And Ariel, we have a great matchup here tonight. It's early in the season, but anytime you get two teams in the top 10 in their respective classes, undefeated, it's a great matchup.
You're right, Joe. I mean, both teams are undefeated right now. Both teams, kind of been blowing out opponents. Let's say for Totino Grace, they played Roseville, won by 9. Brooklyn Center played Milwaukee Vincent. They won by 6 points. So really haven't been tested yet. So here tonight is a great matchup between teams right before conference play.
On display tonight will be a lot of athleticism and two teams that, as you mentioned, are putting up a lot of points. Both teams right now averaging over 80 points per game. Now, offensively, you'd expect up and down, but I guess both coaches are going to emphasize defense tonight as well.
Absolutely. If you're Brooklyn Center, because of Totino Grace's size and Rocky's big size at 6'9", you're really going to try to pack the paint and try to make him work from outside. So if you're looking at Brooklyn Center, they're going to try to contain him a little bit. But Brooklyn Center is the kind of team, they really can get up and down. They're very athletic, very poised, and they have a group of young players that have been together for a long, long time. So they really know how to play together.
Ariel mentioned Rocker Cruiser, the leading scorer for Totino Grace, 6'9", forward, committed to North Dakota State. Brooklyn Center has a good big man in himself in Mr. Prince, and we'll meet him a little bit later in this game. Another interesting part about this matchup is you got two coaches kind of working their way into a new tenure. Both coaches with a year under their belt now in their second year of their program, and they're really trying to build something at both these schools.
At Brooklyn Center right now, the coach is trying to change the culture. The biggest thing is changing the culture. For many years right now, there's been a culture of players really not doing what they're supposed to be. So for Brooklyn Center, really trying to change the culture. For, let's say, Totino Grace, they are trying to emerge, especially playing in that tough conference right there, where you're playing against BC, Maple Grove, Osseo. Very, very difficult to get wins out of that conference. But both coaches are looking to keep their players very, very engaged because they have big plans for the future.
It should be an exciting game. Both these teams enter with undefeated records. Only one team will leave with that record intact. It's high school basketball. We'll tip off next here on CCX.
Graduated high school or even let alone go to college, so I'm trying to break that barrier. Every day after work, went straight to school, studied hard, and it paid off. I could not have done it alone. I see the future is really bright for me. The high school diploma is just added to the confidence, and now I feel unstoppable.
Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org.
BC High School, home of the Centaurs, with a non-conference matchup. Two teams undefeated. Totino Grace right now moved up in the rankings after an impressive start to the season. They're now ranked number 3 in Class 3A. Brooklyn Center right now sitting at number 9 in Class 2A. And I'm joined tonight by former Gopher great Ariel McDonald, who's also now the head coach at Providence Academy. So you're here tonight kind of serving double duty.
Yeah, it's a great opportunity. I get to see a couple of former players that did play at Providence Academy before they transferred.
A couple of those players on the starting lineup from Totino Grace.
Yeah, you got Braden Nitschke and Nick Flottmeyer. They'll be coming from the bench. Charlie Jacob has been really emerging lately, and he's a big-time prospect. Totino Grace, really a very well-coached team. Coach Ware has been doing a great job with them, trying to get them prepared for the upcoming season.
And there's our starting lineup for Brooklyn Center. The point guard, Lakai Patterson, we expect to see the ball in his hands quite a bit. He's a playmaker, makes things happen. Devontae Prince, the big man in the middle. Deshaun Pickford, Rubwan Tahir, and Adrian Sprinkles making out the rest of that starting 5 for Brooklyn Center, a team that has state tournament aspirations for sure. They made a big step last year, and this year they hope to end their season downtown Minneapolis.
Early on right now, Joe, Braden Nitschke, Lakai Patterson. That's going to be a very pivotal matchup right there because you have guard play involved. And so both of these young men are going to have to test each other early because both teams are going to test each other. And Braden Mitchke, very seasoned player. Lakai Patterson been playing on varsity, started on varsity last year. Very poised young man and knows how to handle himself on the court.
It's Cruiser and Prince who will tip it off to start things here tonight. And the opening tip goes in favor of the Eagles. It's actually Charlie Jacob, another big man in the middle for Totino Grace, as it works it around right now. Works around, Cadillac on the wing, puts the ball on the deck, gets it knocked away, tries to recover. It's going to go in the way of Brooklyn Center. Cadillac could not regain possession. Good defense by Brooklyn Center.
Probably poor possession. If you got a big guy like Rocky in the middle, you kind of want to establish that low post game. I mean, all basketball teams, you play the game inside and out. So I'm very surprised that Rocky didn't get that first possession.
Cadillac recovers on the defensive end, knocking it off a Centaur player there to get the Eagles the possessions. We take a look at Robert Ware, his second season for the Eagles. Ware came from Minnetonka, where he was an assistant coach under those successful Skipper teams under Coach Tom Dasovich. And there's the head coach of Brooklyn Center.
BC coming out with that little half-court pressure, really trying to force some turnovers. They don't want to get into a half-court defensive style matchup against Totino Grace. They really want to apply pressure from the perimeter and force Totino Grace into some early turnovers.
You saw head coach Matthew McAllister for Brooklyn Center. He reminds me of a college basketball coach with slick back hair, pin spread suit, acts the part. Ball gets knocked out of play here, but it'll stick with BC. But we haven't really seen a shot go up yet. A lot of tight defense so far to this point, and every pass so far contested.
You know, BC's going to look for that gap, and they're going to look for someone penetrating to the basket right here. Their offense is based on penetrate and kick, and that's how they score easy points.
One goes up here. He's downtown, as Deshaun Pickford could not connect. It's a good penetration and kick out there led to that open shot. Nice dish inside. What a beautiful feed that was.
Yeah, that's Braden Mitchke right there. He has that quality. He knows how to look one way and catch a guy on a pick and roll to dive into the basket. He'll look for those opportunities very often.
Tyler Kittleson with the bucket on one end. Now back on that end, Nathan Cadillac puts one in. 4-0 Totino Grace, and now we have a traveling call. Prince is hoping to get an and one.
There's TG with the turnover, forcing the turnover, getting out in fast break. When you're the visiting team, the key to success on the road is to really look for first score opportunities where you can get in the fast break.
Now a turnover as Prince jumped into the passing lane there. Nice pressure defense leading to a trip to the free throw line as Prince got fouled after the steal.
And there's BC coming out in that 1-2-2-1 press. So what they're going to do is try to force Totino Grace into some early turnovers. They can't clearly match up and just play half-court defense because of their size. So they're going to really have to try to press and look for any kind of passing lanes where they can get a steal and look for some easy baskets early on.
Prince gets BC on the board as he knocks down the front end of the free throw attempts. Gets the second one to go as well. Prince averaging nearly a double-double. About a rebound and a half shy of that feat. Grace this time breaks the press, but then gets trapped just inside half court. And ball goes off the Centaurs there at the end. Tahir couldn't quite keep that ball in bounds.
Braden Mitchke's got to be careful when he brings that ball across half court. That's where BC is trying to look for that 6th and 7th defender, where they want to trap you right in those corners of the basketball court. So he's got to be careful with that.
Mitchke looking for Cruiser, and he got helped out there as Prince probably could have let that one go to bounds. Got his left hand on it, and it's off the Centaurs, and it will stay with the Eagles. Cruiser into the corner for Mitchke. Was up over the top. Charlie Jacob tries to penetrate. Gets it back to Mitchke. Mitchke loses it. And Devontae Prince goes up to get it. Mitchke gets called for a foul as he grabbed onto the hand of Prince. So another turnover for the Eagles.
Here comes Nick Flottmeyer. Now, Nick Flottmeyer, very clever player, especially on defense. Likes to play the passing lane. So if you're BC, you better watch yourself around him because he's looking to eat. Anything loose out on the perimeter, he's going to look to get in that passing lane, get some steals, and create some up-tempo, easy baskets for Totino Grace.
Quintrell Douglas checks in for the Centaurs. And Tahir misses the three-pointer for BC. Cruiser brought it into the paint there and was fouled by Prince.
There's Cruiser. You can see his ability. He's multi-dimensional. He's an inside player, but they've been working on his perimeter ability to put the ball on the floor and create shots for himself or his teammates.
Nice ball movement as it works all the way around into the corner, and Cadillac rewarded with a three from the corner. 5 points for Cadillac now. And it's a 7-2 Totino Grace lead.
Makai Patterson, one of those players that when he steps on the court, automatically the game becomes structured. He really dictates the game because of his pace of play and keeps Brooklyn Center really kind of in check so that they don't force too many things.
Foul going to be called here on Charlie Jacob as Deshaun Pickford took it to the hole rather.
Pickford seems like he's been playing at BC for a million years. I mean, every year this kid just starts showing up, but he's emerging as a player, starting to understand what the coaches want from him, and he's a kind of guy who really attacks, even with his size. He's not afraid to take it to the basket and go strong.
Centaurs as a team, a perfect 3 for 3 so far from the free throw line. Pickford keeps that alive.
There's a timeout being called, so look for Coach McCloster. He's going to change up the defense, try to dictate some pressure early on, because right now Totino Grace is really kind of controlling the tempo right now. So look for Coach to come out with maybe a half-court press or a three-quarter press and try to force a turnover.
McCloster has a familiar face on his bench too, on his coaching staff. Another Gopher point guard. There's a couple in the house tonight. Al Nolan coaching there. He's coaching the JV team, now an assistant on the varsity here.
Yeah, he's helping out Lucas Patterson. Lucas played in the Twin Cities area a number of years ago. He was a name and a quality player, had an experience trying out for the Timberwolves. His son is Lakai Patterson. Lucas has been leading FAB, which is an AAU team, and really has done a very, very good job developing young players in the North Minneapolis community area.
Nice touch on that one as Tyler Kittleson gets his second field goal of the game, and Totino Grace beat the pressure there from the Centaurs.
Totino Grace really playing like a conservative defense where they're really guarding that three-point line and trying to conserve any dribble paint penetration to try to force BC into outside attempts from the three-point line.
A charging call that time on Rocky Cruiser as Brooklyn Center got in position. Rocky did not like the call. He get his first foul of the game.
BC understands when Rocky's going to penetrate, if they get in position to take charges, they can get some fouls on him and get him out of the game early.
Centaurs still looking for their first field goal of the game. Trail 9-4 right now, a 4 for 4 at free throw shooting. Now Tahir puts it on the deck. Nice kick out. Patterson for three, and it's good.
There's that dribble penetration. Lakai Patterson, probably BC's most effective three-point shooter, shooting at 50% right now. He's not afraid. He's got great technique. And if you're Totino Grace, you want to contain any kind of dribble penetration because that bodes well for BC.
No pressure from the Centaurs. And equaling the three-pointer on this side, Charlie Jacob knocks down his first attempt from downtown. Tahir, aggressive move. And a blocking call on Charlie Jacob, who felt like he was in position.
Great dribble penetration there, getting in the paint. Lakai Patterson ready, spot up, catch and shoot. Very, very effective there. Totino Grace coming back with a three-pointer of their own. Great patience. And if you're playing against BC in their home court, you want to be patient. You don't want to get into a track meet with these guys because they got great athleticism, great speed, and because this young team has played together, they know how to find each other for open shots. So if you're Totino Grace, you want to continue to control tempo and force BC into some mistakes.
Charlie Jacob sits down with his second foul already, and the foul disparity already growing as it's 5-1 right now in team fouls. Totino Grace with 5. Brooklyn Center finally missed a free throw. 5 for 6 now as a team. That one way off from downtown. Rebound to the Centaurs. Now they'll press. And we'll have another foul. So after the missed free throw, or missed three-pointer rather, Kittleson picks up a defensive foul on the other end.
When Totino Grace shoots the ball from the perimeter, they want to get back on defense because BC, they understand how to attack your body, how to provocate fouls. So if you're Totino Grace, when the shot goes up, there's no offensive rebound. You want to get back, contain, and keep people in front of you because these little guards, they know how to find cracks and crevices where they can attack the basket, and if someone steps up and they can force a help, they're able to kick and shoot outside great, I would say, great three-point shots.
Bickford 4 for 4 now from the free throw line as they cut the deficit to 2. They're going to say ball goes off the Centaurs. It's going to stick with Totino Grace. You can already sense the fact that Brooklyn Center is not going to let Totino Grace settle into any kind of half-court offense where they're comfortable. They're going to make them uncomfortable all night long.
Yeah, they're going to double-team the ball, especially out of Mitchke's hand. They're going to make sure that Rocky doesn't get the ball in any kind of comfort zone. That they're their two leading scorers, and BC's going to make it very, very uncomfortable for them to score.
It's one of those fouls right there. Like to see him just let him play there. Nothing changed. There was no possession change. A little bit of a bump. Let it go on. Tahir was trying to fight through his screen. It's called for a foul, and then it'll be the second team foul on the Centaurs.
You know, the foul count right now is 2-6. But I'm one of those people who believe you provocate fouls. You make fouls because that keeps the offensive team off balance. And sometimes when you're passive on the defensive end, the referees can start buying into it, and then they allow some things to happen that should not. So BC, their formula is always be aggressive. They can go deep. Very young team, a bunch of 11th graders. So they should be able to contain and make it very, very difficult for Totino Grace.
Pull up from mid-range, but missing that was Cadillac. But Totino Grace keeps it alive. Three-pointer on the way from Flatmeyer. He misses, and now the Centaurs do get the rebound. Here comes Patterson after the rebound was cleared by Pickford. Devontae Prince tried to throw a floater in there coming down the left side. Missed, and it's one and done for the Centaurs. Nice pass inside. The extra pass by Flatmeyer leads to an easy lay-in underneath by Will Schmidt.
BC trying to work the ball around the horn a little bit, looking for any kind of gap right there. There's
nice no look.
Yep, that's what they're looking for. Any kind of defensive breakdown, you give a gap, they're going to attack that gap, and they're going to look for the extra pass. So Totino Grace really has to concentrate, keep people in front of him.
Beautiful feed by Patterson to Roland Russ for the lay-in. BC comes back trying to tie things up here or take the lead with this three-pointer. And out from Devontae Prince. And this time Kavalek finds it, his second three-pointer of the night. Now has 8 on the game, leading all scorers. Forcing the issue a little bit there, Prince. Not maybe the best shot. Eagles trying to get their biggest lead of the game now. Kavalek again. He's heating up from outside. Somebody's got to put a hand in the face of number 3.
Yeah, it's so difficult. You got Big Rocky running down there, and BC's really going to pay special attention to him. So there's going to be some perimeter outside attempts available if Totino Grace is patient enough.
Pickford didn't get enough on that jumper. Now Pickford tries to get in the lane, and he's going to get the charging call. Nice position there defensively as we get the offensive foul on Totino Grace's Mischke.
You had Braden Mischke. He brought the ball down the court, was patient enough and recognized that one of his perimeter players was open and able to find him. So that's going to be their recipe for the entire night.
Mischke picks up his second foul, so a couple key starters now for the Eagles with 2 fouls. Mischke and both Mischke and Jacob.
Coach Ware entrusting Mischke not to make that 3rd foul, but he has a deep bench, so he has the courage enough to understand that Mischke can be aggressive on the defensive end, and if he is guilty of a 3rd foul, they have someone to pick him up.
Pickford gets around his defender into the lane. The floater a little bit too long. And a good rebound there inside by Kittleson. Kittleson has the size advantage inside. Pokes his own rebound back out for the 3-pointer, and it's good. Will Schmidt knocks down that 3. And it's the biggest lead of the game. Double digits now as Totino Grace goes up by 11.
Yeah, Totino Grace really being patient, and what they're doing is they're getting second chance opportunities. There's Rocky missing, he tips it back out to his teammate, and now he's able to knock down an open 3-point shooter. So if you're Brooklyn Center, you have to secure that first initial rebound, because if you get into it with Totino Grace where you give them second chance opportunities, this night's going to be very long for them.
Well, you see the bottom corner there at CCX. You turn on your TV here tonight expecting to watch Channel 12 Sports. It's the same great coverage we've always brought you, but it's CCX Sports and CCX Media. It's a new brand and a lot of new things coming out, but still the same great high school sports coverage that you have grown to expect. And it's about that time where the holiday sports season is heating up here. There's going to be plenty of great coverage coming up here, and I know holiday's always a good time to see where your basketball team at. Where are you at this year for the holiday season?
Right now, you know, we're struggling a little bit. We have a young group, but they're working hard, and I love that they're buying in and continuing to work hard. That's the most important thing as a coach. You're going to start out your first 5 games just trying to figure out who you are, who your lead guys are, and then the players start to understand that. So it's still just early on in the season, but you know, now everyone's trying to fine-tune things because very, very soon you're going to get into conference play, and everyone's fighting for that title.
Out of the timeout, Centaurs going to space the floor a little bit here, and Prince gets more aggressive.
Prince can do
his
that all
size
day.
to get inside and gets the floater.
Prince can do that all day, Joe. He has the ability, despite who's defending him, he can get to the rack anytime he wants to.
Kittleson catches the ball deep and gets the easy layup because of where he caught that.
Right now, Totino Grace, I know it doesn't look like it, but they're into small ball right now. You know, without Big Rocky in there, now they can go a little bit smaller. They can match up on the perimeter. Coach Ware doing a good job understanding that they're up 10 points. So now he can go to his bench a little bit, try to pick up the pace, make it uncomfortable for BC.
Yeah, even with Rocky on the bench, they still have the size advantage. That's how much depth they have at the kind of the power forward position. As you see it being on display right there with that defensive rebound from 6'6" Will Schmidt. And Tyler Kittleson, 6'6". There's two juniors right there at 6'6". You got a couple more years of that good size inside.
Oh yeah. Totino Grace, they got size, so they know they
But
can.
of course, in the Northwest Suburban Conference, you need it though, right?
Oh yeah,
That's
absolutely, because they got bigs out there.
Schmidt showing that he's 6'6", but likes to go out beyond the arc. That's his second three-pointer of the game, and he's a nice-looking junior to bring off the bench.
And Schmidt, he's playing like that stretch 5 now. So if you're BC, I mean, they got shooters all around the court. So BC, they're going to have to locate and try to contest those shots because Schmidt, he's been getting some easy looks there.
Charlie Jacob couldn't keep that one in play. Knocked it off the back of the backboard, trying to tip it to a teammate. So we'll stick with the Centaurs, but right now they're being doubled up, 28-14. And right now it's just a matter of as you said, the size inside, the second chances, and then the accuracy from downtown. That's been the two big differences in this game.
Yeah, Totino, they're going to force you to chuck it from the outside.
Patterson does not hit. Rocky back in the game, secures that rebound, and here comes Totino Grace on the run. Gavelak had the ball poked away by Prince. He thought it was clean, but it's going to be a foul.
And BC's not out of this game. They played against Milwaukee Vincent. They were down by 10 at halftime, and some adjustments were made. So I'm sure the coaches are going to try to evaluate that. So Totino Grace, they have to stay on their toes. But right now with a 14-point lead, they're looking good. They're controlling tempo. They're getting the shots that they want. Their inside guys are really the ones that are making BC pay for any kind of defensive mistake, knocking down those open three-point shots from the perimeter.
Prince picks up his second foul of the game, so he takes a seat on the bench. Sam Hansen's checked into the game for Totino Grace. Gavelak penetrates, finds Hansen. Hansen gets it back now on the wing, has it poked away. Race for the ball there. Hansen kind of took it easy. Meanwhile, Pickford was really hustling. Pickford couldn't quite win the race though. Now comes the Eagles the other way. Hansen in the middle gets that knocked away. Here come the Centaurs. Oh, easy layup, missed. Quintrell Douglas took his time, went up with the left, and then just left it short.
And there's Douglas in the passing lanes. He thinks he has an easy one, and most coaches, they teach you when you're on the left side, finish with the left. But Douglas, you know, just a little bit careless, and, you know, you don't want that to happen because Totino Grace, they're going to make you pay for it.
When you can jump above everybody, just lay it in with the right if that's where you feel comfortable.
Yeah, you're in the open floor, it doesn't matter, right or left. It's about finishing. And I'm sure Coach McAllister, he's looking at that like, I'm not going to take you out, son, but hey, I need you engaged. I need you finishing that because points are going to be hard to come from for this game because Totino Grace with that size, you're not going to get many easy layups. So when you get those opportunities, you got to finish.
Yeah, they're working hard for the 14 that they have. Tahir knocks down his first free throw attempt. Good thing is, if they continue to push the pace, they can take advantage of having Totino Grace in the penalty.
Yeah, if they can get some steals like they just created there, that's how they're going to win this game. But if they just get into a half-court set where Totino Grace is moving the ball from one side to another, the height is going to catch up with you.
Pickford did a great job getting back there and knocking that ball out of bounds before Rocky had an easy lay-in.
There's Coach Ware understanding that Schmidt, he has the hot hand, so he makes that good substitution to really extend that defense on BC and keep BC honest so that they can at least get the opportunity to get the ball into Rocky down low and help him create. There we go.
There's Rocky, kicks it right back out. Will Schmidt dials it up again.
There's Coach Ware on time. He understands that Schmidt, he has the hot hand. If you double team Rocky on the low post, someone's gonna be open. So he's able to recognize it and cash in.
Nice pass by Tahir. This time Douglas gets it to drop. Boy, for Will Schmidt though, how nice is it to have a three-point shooter that can knock down at the percentage he is, but at 6'6" too. It's really hard to defend that. Hansen draws some contact. Doesn't get the bucket to go. They were going to say the foul came on the floor, I believe, though.
I like that decision by Hansen, though. He's not a very good perimeter shooter, so what does he do? He puts it on the deck, he attacks that basket, and he provocates a foul. Now he's in a position, well, thought he was going for 2 there, but, you know, he provocates fouls, and that's what you want to do.
So here showing get some active hands there as Cruiser had to fight to keep that ball from being stolen. Hansen gets a nice screen, tries to go inside to Cruiser, but it's a turnover. Now the other way to here with the lay-in. And the Centaurs try to cut into that lead a little bit.
4-0 run right there. So you can see Brooklyn Center getting small. What they're going to rely on is their speed, their ability to trap and pressure that ball, and they're going to look for steal opportunities. That's the only way they can get back into this game.
Gavelek drives as he got past the one defender. Douglas got up and got that rebound. Patterson helped him. Nice pass from Patterson to Pickford. Pickford did a great job of catching that ball low. It wasn't the greatest pass in the world. Caught it down below his knees.
Sometimes you got to take a bad pass and make it good, and that's what he was able to do and finish.
10-point lead now. Cruiser threw a left-handed elbow there, got away with it though. Patterson cleared out the rebound and drew the foul.
Patterson a little disgruntled. Here's the steals that Brooklyn Center will do. They're going small right now, and they're relying on their speed and athleticism and quickness. And Lakai Patterson, you know, very, very good player right now. Very, very poised young man. Not very, very quick. But what he does is he forces you to play his style. He forces you to play his pace. And he's able to manufacture points, steals, and he's a triple threat guy. Can shoot the 3-point, can dribble drive, and he's also able to assist for the next basket.
And if you think he looks young, it's because he is. Only a freshman. Played last year a lot of varsity minutes as an 8th grader. Very bright future for Patterson. He actually reminds me a little bit of the point guard up there in Maple Grove.
Davison.
Davison, it's on his way to Wisconsin. Just because it's very similar style of play, the way that they control a game and control the tempo.
Yeah, they don't play too fast. They let the game come to them, and that's them showing their poise and their maturity. You know, many players think it's about speed. No, it's not always about speed. It's about recognizing the situation.
And Patterson in that very moment right there, recognizing that he had to slow things up, pushed it a little bit, then realized it's a nice spin to get away from Cruiser. A second spin, then a kick out to here with the extra pass. Pickford for 3, and that's how it's supposed to work.
That play was created by Patterson. Even though he was pressured, he still stayed poised. He made an individual move. He attracted the defense, and at the last second with the kick out, that went to the extra pass and the knockdown 3.
Now, every time Brooklyn Center hits a 3, though, Totino Grace comes back and nails one himself, and that's what Rocky Cruiser did right there.
Rocky Cruiser showing his ability right there, and able to knock it from the inside and knock it down from the outside as well.
Brooklyn Center answers with a field goal. Now Rocky gets called for a traveling.
Back-to-back threes. There's Lakai Patterson attracting the defense, the extra pass that leads to the extra pass, and an open 3-point shot. Here's the rotation, ball to the low post. Kaiser ready to knock it down. Cruiser ready to knock it down from the perimeter.
To here, the nice crossover there. Cruiser denies right there with a block on a player he's over a foot taller than.
Yeah, so many young players, Joe, they get wrapped into, oh, I got my shot blocked. But BC, they're going to continue to bring it to you. They're going to make you block it over and over again.
A good turnover there for the Centaurs. Cruiser showing a little bit of handles as he brings it down. Now Jacob puts on the deck. Nice pass inside to Kittleson, who can't finish, but does draw the foul.
Nice dribble penetration there by Jacob. Able to see the gap and attack and give the extra pass.
First one misses from Tyler Kittleson.
This is a dangerous point right here for Totino Grace. 8-point lead. And so they want to close out this half on a good note. You don't want to send BC into the locker room feeling any kind of momentum, especially playing at home.
At one point, it was 28-14. Since then, a 12-6 run. 14. Brooklyn Center make it 15-6 as Patterson knocks down another tray.
There's that dribble penetration and the kick out. Patterson,
Jacob,
he
kicks it out to nobody. Cadillac had cut when he expected him to stay there on the wing.
You know, but with BC playing this small lineup, there are looks that look open. And so sometimes you get a little, you get disillusioned. And so you think that the look is there, but it's really not there. And this is BC's style of play. They want to force you up tempo, force you into mistakes, and this is a way for them to get back into the game.
Here penetrates. Nice find to Douglas. Gets his shot blocked by Cruiser. He's going to try to go right back to it. Cruiser denies again. And then we have a foul on the Centaurs.
If you're Douglas there, you don't want to try to shoot a free shot. You want to go get contact with Cruiser. Put the game into the referee's hands. Make the referees force a call there. And if he got that second foul, he'd be out the game. That would give him an opportunity to try to cut into this lead before halftime.
Cruiser dials one up from downtown. No good. Pickford, if he would have been able to handle it, would have had an easy deuce the other way. Just got the ball knocked away there and off of him out of bounds.
He took his eyes off the ball there, Joe, and saw Douglas was open there for a nice little dunk. Took his eyes off the ball. That could have been a nice little half-court basket.
That would have been a crowd pleaser. It brought the deficit to 3 and most likely would have been a highlight. Ball goes inside to Cruiser. Can't handle the entry pass. And it's going to be a turnover on the Eagles. But Cruiser has not been able to get much going in the paint despite the size advantage he has.
No, Brooklyn Center, anytime he gets it low, they're going to send 3 guys at him. So he's going to have to just be patient and allow the game to come to him. Allow his teammates to create something from the outside, and then later in the game, he'll be able to score.
Patterson can't get the floater to go, but keeps the ball alive. On the floor it goes, and it goes out of bounds. Cruiser kicks it out, finds Cadillac, sets his feet, misses long, ball gets deflected down on this side. Look at the way Pickford's so quick. He might have drew a foul there. Boy, they didn't call it, but I think he did.
That ball was actually out on Totino Grace, but with Pickford going for that ball, it made the referee believe that, oh, okay, you think it's out on you. But great hustle. You know, 50-50 balls are important, especially when you're down.
You see Pickford's quickness really giving issue to some of these Totino Grace guards. Jacob catches it, and they couldn't get the layup to go on the nice cut by Flatmeyer. He just couldn't finish. Possibly last shot situation for BC. 22 seconds to go in the half. Flatmeyer read that pass and knocked it out of play.
That's Flatmeyer's game. He loves playing those passing lanes. He has a real good nose for the ball. I mean, I've had an experience with him, and he's a very, very clever player. He makes you think that that passing lane is there, and then he closes that gap, and he's looking for that steal.
Patterson with 10 seconds, and the clock gives it to the corner. Now he gets it back on the wing. Patterson drives, kicks to the corner. Three-pointer on the way, and it's good.
Big basket there.
Kula Collins comes in late into the half. Did not play throughout the first half, but hits a huge shot as they enter halftime.
And that's his only basket, and that's right before halftime. So we had a 14-point lead that is now cut to 2. So if you're BC, you're feeling like, hey, we're in this game. If you're Totino Grace, you're going into the locker room thinking that all the momentum has swung now. So Totino Grace has to figure out how to keep those guys out of the lane, because when that happens, that bodes well for Brooklyn Center.
Totino Grace up 2, but has to feel defeated as that big lead which was once 14 points, is all the way down to 2. We'll take a break. We'll come back with first half highlights and some stats. You're watching high school basketball coverage here on CCX Sports.
Connected community experience. It's at the core of what we do, and it's what we deliver. Keep watching for a new way to think about and experience Channel 12 and Northwest Community Television.
They said a bottle was just a bottle. That no one would ever notice me. But I knew I could be more. That one day, I would make people smile.
Hart, what's going on? I'm leaving. Why? What did I do? Not enough. You constantly ignore me. You barely eat anything healthy. You're half as active as you used to be. The pressure is just too much. I quit. Okay, I get it. I'll do better. Just, please, don't leave. Okay. But remember, if I go, you go.
Listen to your heart. Don't let it quit on you. Uncontrolled high blood pressure could lead to stroke, heart attack, or death. Get yours to a healthy range before it's too late.
Fancy pants peanut butter? A big screen television? You haven't even bought a sofa yet. A motorcycle? When your father finds out, he's gonna flip his shoes with 2 buckles? What do you even need 2 buckles for? Mr. Big Shot, buying whiskey shots for everybody in the bar. From the looks of it, I'd say nobody even remembers. Feed the pig.
Well, Thomas, you've got pre-diabetes. But with more exercise and a change in diet, it can be reversed.
I've tried exercising. It just makes me hungry for bacon.
I love bacon, too. And who really likes to exercise?
Not me.
Me neither.
Nobody. So we're good?
What? Oh, you still have pre-diabetes. Big time.
Back at Brooklyn Center High School. We knew it was going to be an exciting game here tonight, but for a while there, it looked like Totino Grace was going to pull away from things. They were up 28-14 at one point. Let's take a look at the first half highlights and how we got to where we are. Early on, a lot of pressure from Brooklyn Center, but Totino Grace was finding the open players. Kittleson with a nice lay in there on the reverse off the beautiful feed from Mishke. Now a nice steal. Cavillak gets his hand in the passing lane, then drives all the way down, gets the easy layup. Then he got away with a push as well. And then Totino Grace started heating up from downtown. This one's Cavillak from the corner. A big three-pointer. He hits another one a little bit later. Brooklyn Center gets back into the ball game a little bit. Patterson kept him close. He knocked down a couple big three-pointers. Here you see Patterson now off the dribble. Beautiful no-look feed and the reverse layup for the Centaurs. Totino Grace, this is kind of where they started pulling away again. Cavillak knocks down the three-pointer from the wing. To here with the layup on the turnover. That's how Brooklyn Center stayed in this ball game. And then the three-point shooting picked up a little bit from Brooklyn Center. Deshaun Pickford hit his big three-pointer there. There you see the leading scorers. Deshaun Pickford with 9. A lot of that came from the free throw line. Rudwan to here with 8. And Patterson with 2 three-pointers for his 6 points. Nathan Kavalek, top shooter out there for Totino Grace, 11 points. But Will Schmidt coming off the bench, 3 three-pointers and a trip to the free throw line gets him that 11 points. So there's your first half score. It's Totino Grace leading Brooklyn Center 34-32. We'll be right back for more coverage here of high school basketball on CCX Sports.
Your daughter just had her first breakup. Do you A, put yourself in her shoes? B, console her?
Don't worry, sweetie. This is gonna happen a lot.
Or C, find her a new boyfriend?
Nice, single boys. That was weird.
As a parent, there are no perfect answers. But you don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same.
I see you mobbing over her. Let's go. Let's mob. Let's crawl. Let's crawl. Let's crawl. Hey, yo, we mobbing. Come on, girl. Let's crawl. Hey, yo, let's crawl. Hey, yo, let's crawl. Hey, let's crawl. Hey, yo, let's crawl.
I rescued Toast from a shelter in 2011. I love Toast because she's a lazy diva. Toast does whatever she wants, obviously. She's sleeping right now. She's an epic snuggler. She's so comforting. She's so loving. Toast makes me laugh. When I walked into the shelter, I knew right then that she was special.
Every time I hear the alarm bell go off in school, I think it's an air raid.
A lot of houses in our neighborhood have been destroyed. I like to close my ears and sing songs whenever the bombs come close.
I'm worried our new neighbors won't like us.
But I know it's all gonna be worth it. I just want my family to be safe. But these are not my words.
These are not my words.
These are not my words.
We're back here at Brooklyn Center High School, 34-32. Totino Grace leading the Centaurs right now. And joined by Ariel McDonald for this game. I'm Joe Moline. Glad you're here tonight watching us. I mentioned earlier there's going to be a whole slate of games coming up here on CCX, so be sure to stay tuned and check out your listings. And when you have the opportunity to talk to someone like Ariel McDonald, you want to get his feelings on the high school basketball scene. There's a look at the 3A rankings. De La Salle, some familiar names up there at the top, of course, with the Islanders. But Delano working their way into number 2. Orono, Marshall, Fergus Falls, Austin. There's a lot of outstate schools in that 3A. You know, it's your big schools are your 4A, and then you got the small private schools at the 2A type of thing. You see a lot more schools you're probably familiar with, and with Minnehaha there. And
BC, they're better than what their ranking is. Even though they're young and don't have many names, you know, Lakai Patterson is one of those premier players who's developing a name within the state of Minnesota and across the country. But they're going to be a tough opponent because of their style of play. When we get time to go into Williams Arena or down there to Target, those guys are going to be amped up a little bit. And Totino Grace, they're going to challenge De La Salle. I mean, I can't wait to see that game if they ever have an opportunity to play. But Totino, with their size and with their coaching ability, that should be a very good game to watch.
So quickly, obviously, Gophers are off to a pretty decent non-conference start this year. What do you think about their chances this year in the Big Ten? I mean, probably not a top team, but
it's going to be tough. That top four: Michigan State, Wisconsin, Maryland, Indiana. It's going to be hard to crack them. But the Gophers, they have everything in place to be successful.
Finally, some promising things happening over there at Williams Arena. We hope it carries through to the Big Ten season. But it's always nice when you land a couple of transfers that are making a difference inside with Lynch, and then you get a fifth-year senior or a graduated senior that comes in and can hit some threes off the bench. They got a guy that came from Milwaukee. Some nice additions to the team that you didn't really expect. It didn't count in your recruiting class.
I'm a big fan of Lynch. Anytime you got a big guy who can really control the paint area and he's getting 5 or 6 block shots, you got to love that.
Right. Look forward to that. To here comes in the second half, throws up a 3, misses, but Brooklyn Center with a rare offensive rebound and second chance here as Patterson resets the offense. Oh, there's a wide open shot for Tahir in the corner. Second time, still not the charm. Kittleson clears the rebound and Totino Grace wants to run now. Pull up for 3, no good. Prince back into the game, grabs the defensive rebound, and then he throws it away. Jacob with the interception. Now Kavalak is going to skip it across to Mishke. Down low to Kittleson, size advantage, but picked up his dribble early, and it kicks it back out. Charlie Jacob goes inside to Cruiser. Cruiser with a great pass, but Mishke didn't handle it all that cleanly. Now Kittleson puts up a 3-pointer, and Pickford off the glass.
Totino Grace, a couple of 3-point shots at the beginning of this half. They really need to concentrate and try to get it in there to Cruiser. Try to manufacture some fouls. You do not want to go up and down with Brooklyn Center. You start doing that, that's going to play into their hands. You need to take advantage of Cruiser inside, let him post up, and at least create some double teams so the outside shot is there. But they still have to attack that paint.
Tie game, 34-34. They have finished off the comeback. They had a hard time getting it to tie it ever since the beginning of the game. Now they have a chance to take a lead. Patterson, long 3-pointer. I thought it was a long 2, but he did get the foot behind the stripe. Now a steal, keeping alive. Prince, kind of a crazy windmill layup attempt. No good now. Kittleson kicks it down. Jacob in the corner. Kavalak for 3, and that one, nothing but twine as Totino Grace regains that lead with that 3.
That's a better look there, Joe. You know, you're attacking on primary fast break. You don't get the primary, you look to secondary, and they're able to find a little mismatch there and a guy unguarded for that open 3-point attempt.
Tahir throws that one away. Jacob with good hands. Kavalek hustling down, gets the lay-in as he let Prince go through. Prince didn't want to foul rather. Five straight points for the Eagles now after BC fought back to tie it.
If I'm BC, I put Cruiser in pick and roll situations all the time. Draw him away from the basket so you can get easy dribble drive lanes to attack that basket. As long as he's in the paint, it's going to be tough.
Tahir pulls right up in his face and knocks down a mid-range jumper. Tahir's been off to a nice start here in the second half. A couple of early buckets.
Tahir probably got that conversation, that good coach talk by Lucas Patterson. I know him very well, and he knows how to motivate these kids. He's a part of the BC staff there and really helping bring forth this culture of good basketball competition.
Nice cut there by Mishke, and Kavalek found him. Back to a 5-point lead. Into the corner it goes. And a 3 is good from Devonta Prince.
Now Prince can get that all day, Joe, because Cruiser's in the paint. If Prince just ventures out near that 3-point line like he did, if they dribble penetrate, Cruiser, he's not going to come out there. So Prince, he can get some outside looks, and if he's able to knock down that 3-point shot, they can find themselves with a lead here, probably midway through this second half.
Cadillac gets a nice screen there from Cruiser. Into the corner from Mishki. Mishki got a push. What good defense there from Prince. Got nice and tight on him, not using his hands, using his feet. Mishki gave a little left elbow push. That's his 4th foul.
I'd like to see him play there, Joe. Really didn't impact the play. Maybe a little body contact. Prince, he's a tough guy. Mishki didn't really give him the good shove that normally we see that offensive foul called there. I'd like to see that play go on.
Always in favor of less whistles.
Oh, yeah.
Prince puts on the deck. Nice looking feed, but gets it right back. And he goes up and over the top of Cruiser, trying to keep the ball alive, and then Schmidt clears the rebound. Schmidt from deep.
Heat check there, Joe.
Finally missed one. Cooled down at halftime.
Yeah.
Patterson, he'll try his from downtown, misses it. Rocky Cruiser clears that board. Cadillac almost picked up that foot.
Good fundamentals there. Cadillac, good 2-foot stop. Looked the guy off and caught the guy kind of cutting down the lane. Good fundamentals there.
Ill-advised shot there from Russ.
Yeah, poor shot there. He shot it left hand. Mitchie's got to come and get that ball on that last possession. They're coming down in secondary fast break. Usually what coaches do, they tell you to move the ball, swing it to the other side, but Mitchie's got to get there and try to secure that and just run good offense.
Cruiser's going to take a seat. When he did that in the first half, that's actually when Totino Grace built its big lead. Schmidt was a big part of that. He picks up a foul a long way away from the basket. But when Cruiser sat down, the offense had a little different flow to it. They didn't worry about getting him the ball, so the ball kind of moved around a little bit more, and Schmidt found himself open for some long threes.
With Kettleman and Schmidt, though, now you can really open up the floor because both of them have the ability to knock it down from the perimeter. If you close out them, they can put it on the deck and attack the basket and make that extra pass for an open shot. So look for BC to make this adjustment because that's going to be a little bit of a mystery to figure out.
Tyler Kittleson picks up his second. That one's from way downtown. Missed, but it creates a long rebound. Sometimes long misses do that. Another miss. Third opportunity now for Brooklyn Center. Sean Pickford couldn't get that to go. Pickford's got a great mid-range game, but hasn't really got it going here tonight. That was Totino Grace. Schmidt, nice crossover into the lane. Can't get the roll. Ball's loose. Taken away by Prince. Here goes Pickford. Back to Prince on the finish.
BC at their finest. One and done. They get out on the fast break and really attack that basket. They share the ball and use their athleticism to finish at the end.
Kittleson gets the blocking call.
Here's BC with a nice defensive rebound. Prince kicking it out, runs the floor like a deer, able to finish. No one can touch him there. He's so athletic.
Prince has added some to his game a little bit from when I saw him a year ago. A year ago, he was largely an offensive rebounder and, if he caught it close to the hoop, he'd lay it in for you. But now he's running a little bit, added that outside jump shot.
They had Kirkwood last year. He was a big stable point in their program, so he kind of deferred. But, Prince has always had that ability. A guy who can shoot three-point shots, put it on the deck, and attack the basket as well.
Prince lost the ball there. Good hands from the Eagles defense. Patterson gets up, intercepts that one, and they're back on the go. Prince, he jumped from a long ways out there, probably because of the nice positioning by Cadillac. Jacob over to Cadillac now, and he decides to attack, and he's going to get called for the charge.
I love that. Last season, Brooklyn Center, they wouldn't take charges, but now they're understanding that they're oversized, so any kind of dribble penetration, you want to take advantage of that, get in position and take charges. All that happens is we change possessions, and some young players, they really don't buy into that, but BC, coach really changing that culture, getting the kids to understand, let's eliminate any kind of scoring opportunities.
Yeah, a lot of times kids get themselves into trouble trying to go for the big block all the time and get themselves into foul trouble. Third foul on Cadillac, second of the half.
BC likes to move the ball from one side to the next. And on the swing, they're going to attack you off the dribble drive, and then they're waiting for a defensive breakdown, and that's going to cause someone to be open.
Prince with a nice baseline jumper. Leads at 1 now for the Eagles. Pickford knocks him loose. Here come the Centaurs. They got numbers. To here, to Patterson.
Great decision there. Many young players would just take it to the basket. They try to force the hoop. Lakai Patterson, excellent pull-up shot. That's something he works on every day. He has the confidence to do it. BC ahead 1 now. Here's a great steal as they don't give up on the play, but once again, they bring it down the floor, being very patient. Lakai Patterson recognizing the situation, doesn't force the issue. Nice little pull-up shot, great decision.
So a lead for Brooklyn Center, a rare lead in this game. Jacob catches it on the wing. Double team comes, finds Kittleson. Nice jump stop. Good basketball from the Eagles.
Very good fundamentals. Nice little bunny hop there. Didn't try to drive through the basket. BC was in position to take those charges.
To here, forcing the issue a little bit. Had a nice take there, just couldn't get it to go. He catches it deep. Turn around, can't get it to go, but he'll earn a trip to the free throw line.
The big fella could have got him in there deeper, Joe. If he just maybe one more dribble, it's just kind of, he could have maybe got a little deeper and just turned around and just really kind of stuck it in the rim. But that pressure from BC, all of those double teams and just multiple players running at you kind of throws you off a little bit. As he puts Prince back into the game, he understands that someone's going to have to monitor the big fella inside because he's too tough. He's too big and strong. So Prince comes back into the game. Try to make him think a little bit. So as he attacks that rim, maybe, just maybe, they can get a steal or a block shot.
Still one possession game with the Eagles leading by 3. And Prince looking like he's eyeing up Rocky to take him off the dribble here. Trying to space the court a little bit. Help comes. Passes a little high into the corner. Patterson short on that three-point attempt. Jacob wants to run. Cruiser with a nice catch to Hansen. Back to Cruiser for the two-handed flush.
Nice. Joe, did you recognize that Cruiser with the nice little touch pass? And sometimes when you make that pass, you're rewarded with a pass.
Hansen with the reach around, knocked out of bounds, but they're going to get a foul on the call.
Here's Cruiser running the floor like he should. Makes a nice little touch pass. Stays in the play, doesn't give up on the play, and gets him a nice little dunk there.
Totino Grace, when they get that defensive rebound, they're not content. They like to run a little bit too, even though talked about the Centaurs maybe being the more athletic team and more run and gun. Totino Grace is taking advantage of some good fast break opportunities as well.
Well, when you're playing against a fast breaking team, what you want to do is attack them on fast break. You don't want to show any kind of weakness.
So here knocks down a very timely three-pointer. They were starting to bleed a little bit. He puts the Band-Aid on for a moment. Cuts the deficit to 2.
Just when you're ready to breathe, Totino Grace, BC comes back with a nice little dribble penetration and a three-point shot of their own.
Schmidt short on that three-pointer. Prince gets pushed and
He's got to stay engaged. You can't get on the bad side of the referees right now with just a 2-point lead.
Just don't assume the call's going to happen, right?
That's
Or
right.
at least just throw the ball off the guy's legs.
That's right.
Flatmeyer on the wing. Gives it over to Schmidt. Jacob up top. Jacob with the floater. Too long. Rebound by Schmidt. High off the glass and in.
Very good, Schmidt. Didn't bring the ball down for the little guys to get at it. Kept it high and finished that basket.
Schmidt hasn't found the three-point presence he had in the first half, but gets a nice second chance basket there. And Prince does what the Centaurs have done very well here tonight too, is when things are getting a little bit in the favor of the Eagles, they'll earn a trip to the free throw line.
And so what they did differently, they tried to attack Rocky from the middle of the court. Well, now there's too much help, so they forced it. They put the ball on the 45 or at that angle, and then they attacked him from the angle. So that makes a difference. So that is smart for BC to do. If they want to attack Cruiser off the dribble, attack him from the 45. You can't attack him head on because there's too many bodies in the paint and there's too much help.
Prince misses the first free throw attempt, gets the second one to go. Timeout here for the Centaurs now as they take a little break here. Under 8 minutes to go in this second half. Exciting basketball game here between two of Minnesota's top teams in their respective classes. Two teams that have big aspirations to make their way on to, as we said, downtown Minneapolis for some postseason play and probably state tournament. Both of them will have pretty good opportunities as well. Totino Grace, one thing they have going for them, as we talked about that Northwest Suburban Conference, they're going to face some very stiff competition in that conference. Playoffs start, all those teams go away. Now you're playing against 3A teams.
But what you want to do is at least play against them, because as you start to go further within the tournament, you're going to play against good competition. So, you know, with them playing against Maple Grove, Osseo, PC, Robbinsdale, Armstrong, Spring Lake Park, they're going to be tested. But on the other side, you're talking about BC, they're going to play against Columbia Heights, De La Salle, Fritley, Holy Angels. Both teams are going to play against good competition to prepare them so when it's time for sectionals and things of that nature, they're able to perform at a high level.
Brooklyn Center does have a game scheduled at De La Salle in the January time frame. And they'll also play them late in February here at this gymnasium.
I mean, right after this, they got to go play Minneapolis North. And Minneapolis North is nothing to sneeze at. I mean, those boys go hard. They have to play against North, PC, Johnson, Columbia Heights. They got a tough schedule. So both teams really trying to take advantage of this game to just see where they're at.
Totino Grace trying to ride the wave of the success of that football team as well after winning the 6A championship. Rocky Cruiser catching a touchdown pass in that state championship game. An athlete, what an athlete, at 6'9". He's going up to play basketball for the Bison. I'm guessing the football coach might give a little knock-knock and see if he wants to come out and play some tight end. That's the new thing right now. Turn basketball players into NFL tight ends.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Ooh, and one opportunity taken away. I mean, but if you're BC, anytime you can get into a pick and roll situation and you get Rocky where he has to help, that bodes well for you because now he's outside the basket. He's out of the lane. Now you can attack the basket.
In and out on the one-on-one. What looked like a promising possession for the Centaurs ends up not being a good one by missing that free throw. So 3-point lead for the Eagles right now. Ishii puts the ball in the net. Good defense by Tahir, right up in his business. Gavilac pulls up, misses. And a one and done there. Good rebound by the Centaurs. Patterson nearly gets the steal. And then gets a foul. That's one of those ones you know, you're just, he's trying to draw the offensive foul, but the referee has seen more than his share of basketball games. He knows what you're trying to do.
Yeah, you see it, Joe. Probably after the last couple of possessions where BC got after him. You know, referees are human too. They recognize the foul count. They're trying to keep it even.
Michigan caught in the corner there, finds Rocky Cruiser. Cruiser kicks it over to Jacob. Totino Grace exercising some serious patience right now as they move the ball around. Still looking for that good opportunity, but Patterson pounces, gets a nice steal. What great defensive awareness right there to come off his opponent, get that steal. Big possession here for the Centaurs. Pickford tries to tie it up. And does so successfully. 52-52. Cruiser misses short of that. Here comes Patterson on the run. What a move. Oh, can't get the finish as it spun out. Michigan thought about it, decides to put it up. Knocked out of bounds off Cruiser. Ball goes to the Centaurs.
Here's that three-pointer. Prince cutting through. Nice little extension pass there. And BC, they're not afraid to shoot it in their place. They understand that part of their recipe for winning is to be able to say, okay, hey, we're going to attack on fast break and take our chances.
Three-pointer misses, back the other way comes the Eagles. Nice steal though on the recovery by Douglas. Pass over to Tahir. Patterson on the drive, gets it to go.
They're gonna continue to stay aggressive. Their recipe is to dribble, penetrate every time. And that's what Cruiser should be doing. If he sees someone penetrating, he's supposed to change that shot. There's Braden Mitchke driving there, but BC, they're not going to give up on the play. What they're going to do is get back into it. So here's Lakai Patterson sizing up the situation. What I've been seeing, Joe, is Totino Grace, they're trying to force you side. They're trying to keep the ball on one side of the floor. So they expose maybe a little bit of a driving lane that's not supposed to be there. And BC has the ability, if you give them any kind of gaps, they will attack that gap and they will either finish at the rim or if they attract defense, they'll kick.
There's a scoring issue here, and now they're finally getting it corrected. There's a scoring issue over there on the scoreboard, and we've had the score right on our corner of our screen. So it's 54-52 Brooklyn Center. There was some confusion here in the gymnasium as some points were awarded to Totino Grace when Brooklyn Center scored. So seem to have it all fixed now at a pretty critical point in the game. 4:19 to go. Brooklyn Center leads by 2. And we have ourselves at the free throw line, Charlie Jacob. Charlie Jacob averages 13 points a game. He hasn't been as effective offensively here tonight. He's been playing an okay ball game. He got in foul trouble early, but he keeps the ball moving offensively, but he hasn't really tried to dictate himself offensively that much.
Well, it's difficult, playing against BC. They're small, and they can match up with you. So for guards who play against BC, it's going to be a difficult game.
Patterson from the wing, in and out. Offensive rebound, nice hustle. As it was Flatmeyer who came away with it for the Eagles. Schmidt gives it to Cruiser in the corner. He wants the three. That misses. Pickford quickly up the court they go. Douglas. Oh, and they miss it. Prince misses the dunk. Kavalak now for three. Prince blocks it, getting back into the play.
Oh, man. Joe, I grew up with a high school coach who said, no dunking unless we're up 20 points with 2 minutes left. And you just wonder if BC loses the game by 2 points, will they kick themselves for that? Because that was an easy 2-point opportunity and really could have led to a 3-point basket. Now imagine he misses the dunk, and then all of a sudden Totino Grace knocks down that 3-point shot. They need to be careful, and I'm sure coach is giving him an earful because every basket's important. It's a tie game. It's 3 minutes to go. You don't want to get caught up in the showtime for your friends and the public and your family. You just want to make the basket so that you can keep your team in the ball game.
There you see CCX Media connected. Community Experience Media. That's the new brand. It's the same sports coverage you have come to love here and expect. And it's only getting better. 54-54, just like this ball game, it's only getting better on the stretch. I got to tell you, Prince thought he got fouled, and he hustled back and made that block. I got to give the kid a little bit of credit, man. I mean, he might have got fouled. On the replay, look, he got hit the head a little bit there. Yeah, you still got to make the dunk. But, man, I love a kid that's willing to hustle back. There's too many players, at the highest level that just sit there and bark at the referee and don't come back.
You're right, Joe. I mean, I'll give him credit for it. But, in a tight ball game and you're an experienced player, just finish the shot. That's all we want.
All right. Fair enough. Flatmeyer gives it off to Jacob. Jacob's going to get pressured by good pressure there from Quentrell Douglas. Douglas has had himself a very active second half here.
If you think that you're going to ball handle and juke a guy and use your dribbling skills against BC, that's not going to work. But they got a team full of those kids. So what you need to do is stick to the team play, move the ball.
Let's bring out the replay for this one. We're split 50-50 down the middle on this call. It's going to stick with Totino Grace. Jacob gets a screen, pulls up, long. And a nice rebound there by Prince. Every possession key now.
Yeah, BC's doing a real good job right now, rebounding the basketball, not giving Totino Grace any kind of second chance.
Oh, Patterson, beautiful spin move. Flatmeyer tried to draw the foul, and Patterson finishes with the left. How about the freshman on that move?
People underestimate the spin move. I'm always teaching my kids the spin move. It's unguardable. Here's Lakai Patterson recognizing Flatmeyer, forcing him one direction. And the spin move, lost start. We used to see Earl the Pearl Monroe use that move. Most kids, they don't even think about the spin move, but it is one of those moves that is still unguardable.
Patterson's got one of those kind of Charles Barkley-like bodies, too. Sometimes height's a great advantage, but sometimes there's this middle width that helps too. It creates some space. You got to be able to use that, right?
He's got some meat and potatoes, and I mean, like I told you, he's not extremely fast, but he's solid with the basketball. He can absorb contact and still stay comfortable. So whatever you throw at him, he's able to adjust.
Didn't you play with a guy that wasn't quite as tall as everybody in the league the Big Ten, but he created some space? Is it Randy Carter?
Big Randy Carter couldn't jump over the line, but if he sealed you on that left block and he turned, and he said, you forget about it. It's over.
I heard he's still doing that in gyms around here now these days.
Oh yeah, you can find him at your local gym, still giving you that nice little spin move off that block.
Oh, nice pass by Prince. What a feed as Douglas puts it in.
You're seeing, Joe, that all 5 players for BC, they're triple threats. They can dribble, they can shoot, they can pass.
Tie ball game. Cadillac knocks down a huge 3 for the Eagles. Prince, nice kick out. Extra pass to here.
Joe, they're not scared to shoot. They are not scared to shoot.
Patterson gets his hand on the ball, but Jacob gets it for the Eagles. In the corner goes. Hoosier puts it on the deck. Cadillac.
That is not a Benz. That is a Cadillac. He's able to knock down that 3-point shot for the perimeter. I love it. Got caught with his hands in the cookie jar.
How about the shooting down the stretch of this game?
Yeah. No one's afraid to shoot the ball. Cadillac able to knock down that perimeter shot. BC comes right back to here, knocks down one. Okay, Totino Grace, they're not going to put their head down. They're going to push the pace and knock down a three of their own.
Prince at the free throw line. Way off. 1-1, so it's one and done as he misses the front end.
Prince, not a very good free throw shooter. I think about 66%. He's got to work on that because those are easy buckets. Good offense here. Good offense here. Good offense.
Oh, what a block by Patterson. Went for the steal, came back and got the block. Oh, and the turnover by Tahir. He gets it right back. Patterson can really call a timeout here, and they can. I hate this about high school basketball that there's not a shot clock, but you could last shot it right here.
You know, Joe, I wish they would put that shot clock in because it would make the decision-making process for young kids to really grow up fast, and it makes it more exciting for the fan to think that now BC could get possession of the ball, come out here, and maybe possibly hold it for a last-second shot. Just seems like with this kind of game, can we see you with maybe a 35-second shot clock where we can see the ball go up and the opposite team get an opportunity at attacking you as well? But this is the state of the game right now.
Yeah, everybody wants it. Of course, it was really exposed about 2 years ago in that state tournament championship game between Hopkins and Shakopee. And Novak, you know, I didn't like it. You know, he did what he did, but he took advantage of the current rules.
Yeah, well, that's all right.
But that was ugly basketball.
Yeah, yeah.
On the biggest stage we have.
Yep.
Well, let's see what happens right here. But right here, you don't blame a coach for going last shot with 50 seconds to go. Looks like they're probably, you're gonna take a three. Short, misses it. Cruiser secures the rebound. So that, maybe not the right decision, I don't believe, to throw something up there.
But BC believes in their defense. With this small lineup out here, they're thinking we're gonna get a steal. And if Totino plays conservatively and they keep moving the ball around the horn, BC, they're going to look for and try to shoot that gap and try to get a steal.
Remember, a foul puts him on the free throw line, though, as well. Totino Grace is going to use that timeout. Coach Ware wants to talk it over with his bunch.
Totino Grace, they do not want the big fella with the ball in the corner like that in a triple threat position with Prince. Bad things can happen, so that's an excellent timeout call by Coach Ware there.
All right, so you're drawing things up for the Eagles.
Yep.
Coach McDonald, what you doing?
If I'm Totino Grace, I'm looking to go to the big fella inside. He's going to attract the triple team, which is going to free up some perimeter players for an outside shot. If BC closes out, then those perimeter players can put the ball on the deck and attack the basket and maybe look for someone open. So my philosophy has always been play the basketball game inside out, because with BC playing small like that, you can't look for any kind of outside shot opportunities. BC's going to gamble, look for any kind of steal, and that's going to take the air out of you if you get a steal and a layup at the other end. I would look to go right down low with Cruiser and see if he can at least attack the basket. If he attracts a double team or triple team, then we'll take our chances with the outside open perimeter shot. BC, they're going to probably look to change it up, maybe a 1-3-1, you know, to just offset Totino Grace, but look for them to do something clever.
Tie ball game, 15 seconds to go. Cadillac throws it away. Here comes the steal. Cadillac's out of bounds.
I told you, any pick and roll, any passing around the perimeter, that bodes well for BC. They should have just posted up Cruiser on the inside, maybe isolate him, send everyone opposite. But now in a two-man game situation, pick and roll, this is too chaotic. Bad things can happen here. They should have just sent him to the low block, let him post up, get big, and try to help him put him in a position where he could attack the basket, a double team. He's tall enough to see over the top. Now we get an open outside shot.
On that pass, Prince kind of threw his left hand in there just kind of as kind of a reaction.
Yeah.
And it was enough to disrupt the play, knock the ball loose a little bit. And they got on the deck and fought for it.
BC, they pushed the envelope. I mean, there's been a concerted effort on behalf of the referees to articulate to the players, hands off. You can't put hands on players. But BC, they constantly put hands on you. They stay in contact, and that's how they're able to get steals and good transition opportunities for themselves.
All right, 7 seconds to go. I got to believe the ball starts in the hands of Patterson or Pickford. They're going to try to make something happen.
If they're smart. Now Cruz is on the court. You give the ball to Patterson. You put him into a pick and roll situation with Prince, because now Kaiser's going to have to pick and choose. Do I help or do I recover back to my man? Someone will get open.
To here to inbound, Patterson to bring it up.
Yep, here comes Prince. There you go.
Patterson's going to take a deep three for the win.
Waited too late. Waited too late. Waited too late. As soon as Patterson got the ball inbound, Prince was supposed to come up and set a screen to force Kruger to help. And if he helped, he could kick it back to Prince, and they would have a wide open look.
Nice job getting his hands up there too. As Charlie Jacob made that a longer three-pointer than I bet you they would have liked. Good pressure defensively. Patterson has a couple of looks down the stretch there, misses 2 3-pointers. And now they find themselves in overtime. What a basketball game it's been, and our reward is that we're going to get some free basketball here, some extra time. Cruiser and Prince will jump it up here to decide who gets possession. It's 4 minutes, overtime basketball. And Brooklyn Center is going to get that first possession. To here, drives, has the ball knocked away, and it's going to stay with the Centaurs. Neither one of these teams have been in overtime so far this year. Closest game for Brooklyn Center was that win over Milwaukee Vincent. Totino Grace really hasn't been a nail-biter yet. 9-point victory at Roseville back on December 9th. A pair of undefeated teams here trying to remain so. Tahir puts the ball down. Patterson, now he drives. Put it off the square part of the glass, just didn't get the right kind of roll as it rolled off the back of the rim. Patterson taking the last 3 shots for the Centaurs, 0 for 3 on those attempts. Cruiser pulls up. An air ball on the baseline jumper. Patterson pushing it. Douglas pulls it back. Prince let it fly from deep. It was wide and long on that attempt. Some of that good offense we saw earlier in the game slowing down because of some tough defense right now. Maybe some tighter nerves. Totino Grace had taken a timeout right before that pass was thrown. So with under 3 minutes to go here in the first overtime, no buckets yet for either squad.
Totino Grace looks like Braden Mitchke. Looks like he's injured. He's got some ice on his hip. So Totino Grace, they're going to have to look for some guard play to kind of bring him through. They're so used to him handling the ball and just really kind of controlling tempo. But with his injury, Totino Grace is going to have to look deep in their bench, try to find somebody else who can create.
Cadillacs had the ball in his hands a little bit more because of that. Now Flatmeyer also in the game because of that injury. And Kittleson has 4 fouls.
I mean, this possession right here, Joe, they should just send Kittleson over there, set a good screen on Prince, and free up Cruiser for a nice little low post opportunity to just create from the low post.
Jacob caught the ball in the wing, decided not to shoot it, gave it out to Cruiser, who tore it up. Now Cruiser gets a rebound and an easy lay-in for the first bucket here of overtime.
That's where the big fella can eat. I mean, the three-point shots, that's a bonus, but you want the big fella playing close to the basket, finishing around the rim.
He got lucky to get that rebound. It was, I believe it was Flatmeyer down low who kept that ball alive. Not a good looking shot there from Prince. Here comes the Eagles. Oh, they throw it right away. Here comes Tahir now. Almost halfway through this overtime session. Eagles with the only basket so far. Tahir drives. Again, too long off the glass. You can see how Rocky, even when not blocking shots, is making an effect right now. When people are penetrating, they're beating their guy, but Rocky's sitting there waiting for him.
Especially when you're tired. Now that impact with his size is going to make it really difficult to make easy shots.
Ooh. Kittleson recovered from that ball knocked loose. Now Cadillac backdoor to Rocky. And he misses the dunk, but it still falls. Fortuitous bounce there for the Eagles.
But last 2 baskets, where have they been, Joe? Inside. That's what they need to concentrate. Every time he's near the rim, he's able to score.
Patterson, draws some contact. And he's going to get 2 shots.
So here's Cruiser cutting off the baseline there, finishing strong like you teach a big fella. Lucky for the ball to go into the basket. And once again, this is, a very important time. We don't need showtime. Just put it in the basket. There's Lakai Patterson at the free throw line, shoots about 90%. So good dribble drive there, move for him. Try to get Brooklyn Center back into this game.
Brooklyn Center is going to try to trap that basketball right now, down 2. Oh, they got him to step out.
Yep.
Cadillac has not had good luck here on this part of the sideline.
Yeah, BC, this is a rat box, okay? This is a very small court, so you got to be careful. I mean, all of a sudden what looks open is not open.
They're showing signs of missing their point guard here at times. And the pressure's on. Prince, nice kick out. Pickford probably with a good decision there not to push it. Now Prince is going to call for a travel, drag that back foot.
You know what, Joe? He's been getting away with that move all night long, and the referee called that travel there. I know he's disappointed, but he's been using that move, that little jab move, and then putting the ball on the floor.
Ball's loose. And in. Deshaun Pickford cleans up the mess. And he gets hurt in the meantime. He sprained his ankle.
Through Totino Grace, this is where you got to be careful. This is how BC, they get back in the games. Just when you think it's an easy entry pass, they send everybody to attack you. They look to double team you. The guards dig in, they swing up, they try to get access to that ball. And now we have a tie ball game with 44 left on the clock.
Well, the good news, it's just a calf cramp. Yeah. I thought it was an ankle.
Been watching this young man for 4 years. He's steadily growing as a young man, steadily growing as a player. Really been an intricate part of Brooklyn Center's up movement and trying to further their program and to get the respectability that they once had before.
You see Prince down on the floor stretching it out too. These are the first real tests for both these teams, and they're up and down the court. This is going to be probably the most running and gunning they've done this season so far.
Yeah, practice tomorrow is going to be light.
It's amazing when you're in a tough game how much just harder it is on the body than a nice little blowout victory. I mean, it's just so different.
Yeah, your mental gets kicked in, and then all of a sudden your muscles are activated, and you just get stressed.
All right, tie game, 44 seconds to go in this one. First overtime. Good way to kick off CCX sports coverage
5-second count, 5-second count.
They wanted it, didn't get it. Ooh, and a timeout. That was a very timely timeout because the Eagles were in trouble.
Yep. Coach Ware needs to just dial up something where the ball swings from one side to the next. You get a nice little baseline screen for Cruiser. Let it catch it in the low post. And let's just put it in the referee's hands. Tell him to take it to the basket strong. Other bigs can kind of crash an offensive rebound. Guards can get back on defense and protect any kind of passes on the outlet. They really need to attack from the inside.
A foul right now on Brooklyn Center would result in a 1-and-1. If Brooklyn Center had the ball and got a defensive foul on Totino Grace, it's going to be 2 shots. It's going to be a key down the stretch here, perhaps. Totino Grace, I think you know where they want to go with the ball late in the possession and put it down low, but it's the first 24 seconds leading to the last 5 seconds that you worry about, right? So, I mean, because of that, you just try to score right away, get your best shot and score right away, not worry about the clock?
I think you come out, and if you see a lane, you penetrate that gap and go and score.
Because I think the longer they wait, they're going to...
That's right. With BC really shooting those passing lane gaps, you don't want to mess around and try to milk the clock and then they get a steal and a run out and an easy layup. If you get a good look, especially at a driving lane, you take it.
They're going to let Jacob handle the basketball a little bit here. He does have some nice handles.
There it is.
Takes it to the rack and a nice lefty land. He went high off the glass for that one.
There it is. That's what you do.
Here goes BC down the court. Patterson on the wing here. He's going to set up.
Yep.
Coach McAllister wanted Patterson to take that hard to the rack right away.
Yep, here's BC. Couldn't get over that pick and roll. And Lakai Patterson not able to slide in front of him and take that charge. And that's what the coach is beefing about. He was expecting that you'd be in there taking that charge. But like I said, if you get an open look, you take it because you don't want to mess around on the perimeter with these guys. So here we are coming out of the timeout. Look for Lakai Patterson. Let's see if maybe they put Cruiser into a pick and roll situation, spread the floor, let Lakai work him off a pick and roll situation. If Cruiser switches off on him, he can take him one-on-one and try to maybe dribble past him or look for an open guy on the perimeter. But for them, a three-point shot's going to win the game for them, not a layup.
So I kind of expect to see some dribble penetration and a three-pointer go up here. $12 seconds. Tahir's going to get the challenge of inbounding. He's got Kavalak on, a much taller, longer wingspan. They get it in successfully. Nice kick out. Douglas puts it on the deck. Wild shot goes up. Rebound. Prince, second attempt. No good. Rebound goes to the Eagles. You got a foul. And the Eagles walk away with one. Brooklyn Center thought either they got fouled or at least fouled on the rebound. Referees let them play. And we get out of here with the Totino Grace Eagles surviving here. 67-65 in overtime. At one point, they led this game 28-14. They were going to run away with it, but the Centaurs fought back, and what a great second half and overtime we had.
That was a very, very exciting game there. But for a young team like Brooklyn Center playing against a very experienced team with a bunch of 11th graders and two 12th graders in Totino Grace, Brooklyn Center should keep their head up. They had an opportunity right there. They had the three-point shot that was turned down, a dribble penetration, offensive rebound. So they had every opportunity to score there at that last possession.
67-65, Totino Grace moves to 5-0, and they remain undefeated. We'll be right back to close this thing up. You're watching boys high school basketball here on CCX Sports.
2011. I love Toes because she's a lazy diva. Toes does whatever she wants, obviously. She's sleeping right now. She's an epic snuggler. She's so comforting. She's so loving. Toes makes me laugh. When I walked into the shelter, I knew right then that she was special.
time I hear the alarm bell go off in school, I think it's an air raid.
A lot of houses in our neighborhood have been destroyed. I like to close my ears and sing songs whenever the bombs come close.
I'm worried our new neighbors won't like us.
But I know it's all gonna be worth it. I just want my family to be safe. But these are not my words.
These are not my words.
These are not my words.
Did you know kids who play outdoors have healthier lungs?
Totally. Did you know that boys that play with dolls make better husbands?
My son has lots of dolls. But did you know terry cloth diapers breathe better?
I did.
It's totally true.
Oh, yeah.
Did you guys know statistically friendly kids have more friends?
Yeah. That's obvious.
Did you know most people think they're using the right car seat for their kid, but they're not?
Parents who really know it all know for sure that their child is in the right seat. Visit safercar.gov/the-right seat to make sure your child is protected.
Here at Brooklyn Center with some of the winners from today's game from the Eagles, the overtime winners. Nathan Kovalik, first of all, we'll talk to you in an exciting game here. You guys really haven't had a game like this so far this season. What was it like to play in a game like this?
It was fun. It was definitely different. We haven't played a team like this who presses and a lot of energy. They played really well. Props to them, but it was just nice to get a change, a little faster paced game. Good for us.
At one point in the game, you kind of heated up from downtown a little bit and were feeling it. And you guys kind of had to find different stretches to where your offense was struggling. Different guys had to pick it up at different times.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. We always try to work the ball around. We don't like individual stuff here. It's all everybody's trying to get involved, look for anybody who's open. I just happened to get the ball in the net and make the shot, so it's just kind of what happened.
Down the stretch, it looked like you also lost Mishki to maybe an injury a little bit. How did that affect your backcourt when backcourt play was so important against a team that likes to get their hands in the passing lanes and get on the ball?
Yeah, it was kind of a big loss, but he should be fine. Charlie Jacob really did a good job taking over there at the point guard position, and then we moved some guys around and made it work, and just worked the ball around and make sure we beat that press.
So coming into the season, I don't know what the expectations were internally for your team, but now you're off to an undefeated start. You jumped up in the rankings. What does that feel like, and what's the goal for this Eagles team this year?
That's great. We came out here, we were ready to play the entire season. We've just been focused. We have these goals where we've been trying to win each game. We're not really focused on winning every time, though. It's more of we're trying to. I can't think right now. Yeah, get better every day. It's about the success. It's not about. We're not looking at the scoreboard. We're trying to find individual wins every day and trying to get better as players.
Good job, Mark. Congratulations on the victory and remaining undefeated. We'll see you next time.
Thank you.
All right, Rocky Cruiser also had a big game, and down the stretch there, Rocky got your hand on some loose balls, and I imagine down the stretch in regulation, you wanted the ball in your hands. He just couldn't quite get it to you, but you got your chance in overtime.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, obviously we came out with the W, so we can look back at it and count it down as a successful game. Definitely got things to work on. But yeah, I mean, we made huge plays. It doesn't really matter who's got the ball in their hands in the last closing seconds of the half, game or overtime. We just stepped up as a unit and made plays.
One of the things we kind of talked about a little bit, not too much throughout the broadcast, but was, your football team winning a state championship. You're a part of that team. That's a pretty big deal. I imagine getting a touchdown there in the Prep Bowl, and now you're off to an undefeated start. It's turning out to be a pretty good senior year for you.
Yeah, it was quite an experience being in the Prep Bowl. I was deciding whether or not to play football this year. I'm very glad that I did. And then coming into basketball, I mean, it's just an unbelievable start that we've been having. Hopefully we can keep up the success.
As you guys get ready for the holiday season, then you jump into the conference schedule. What do you expect this year in the Northwest Suburban Conference? In the past, it's been a very difficult conference. We all know that. But now this year, you got a little bit more meat on your bones. You guys are looking pretty strong, obviously undefeated. What do you look forward in the regular season and in the conference schedule?
Yeah, like you said, I mean, it's a very tough conference, probably one of the best in the state. But, I I mean, in the previous years, we even competed too well in the conference. I think that's going to change this year. We've got a chip on our shoulder now, and I think we're playing a lot better. It's definitely going to be a tough season, tough schedule ahead, but I think we can handle it.
To get off the team stuff just for a moment, personally, you're off to play some basketball at NDSU. Can you tell us a little bit about that decision, how you came to that decision?
Yeah, so it was in between them and Sioux Falls. I decided to go there. Their program is second to none. Their facilities are great. I love their coaches, and the guys I hung out with, they're just awesome. So I loved every part of it.
Any chance the football team lures you in for a little bit of fall ball as well?
I don't think so. I don't think so.
All right, well, congratulations, guys. The Totino Grace Eagles come in here tonight and win the matchup of the two undefeated teams. The Eagles hang up. Thanks. A win by 2.